Hi friends, welcome to our channel Indus Educare. Today we are going to see MCQs on IPC. So recall yourself and get ready to answer the MCQs. Let's start. Criminal intimidation by anonymous communication or having taken precaution to conceal whence the threat comes in dealt under option A, section 506 of IPC. Option B, section 507 of IPC. Option C, section 508 of IPC. And option D is section 509 of IPC. And the correct option is option B, section 507 of IPC. Next, person for whose benefit or on whose behalf of a riot takes place, not using all lawful means to prevent it, is dealt under option A, section 155 of IPC. Option B, section 156 of IPC. Option C, section 157 of IPC. And option D is section 158 of IPC. And the correct option is option A, section 155 of IPC. Next, in cases where the act involves a specific mens rea, in cases of intoxication under section 86 of IPC, option A, the existence of mens rea is presumed. Option B, the specific mens rea is not presumed. Option C, the specific mens rea depends upon the attending circumstances and the degree of intoxication. And option D is none of the above. And the correct option is option D, none of the above. Next, the accused shot dead his father who was abusing his mother and was going to cut her throat. The accused, option A, acted with vindictive feelings. Option B, acted so due to the imminent danger to his mother's life. Option C is not guilty. And option D is B and C. The correct option is option D, B and C. Next, Z is thrown from his horse and is insensible. A surgeon finds out that Z requires to be empaned. A, not intending Z's death, but in good faith for Z's benefit, performs the trepan before Z recovers his power of judging for himself. Option A has committed offense. Option B, A has committed no offense. Option C, A has committed culpable homicide. And option D is both option A and option C. And the correct option is option B, A has committed no offense. Next, wantonly giving provocation with intent to cause riot, if rioting to be not committed, is dealt under option A, section 151 of IPC. Option B, section 152 of IPC. Option C, section 153 of IPC. And option D, section 154 of IPC. And the correct option is option C, section 153 of IPC. Next, personation at an election is dealt under option A, section 171F of IPC. Option B, section 172F of IPC. Option C, section 173F of IPC. And option D is section 174F of IPC. The correct option is option A, section 171F of IPC. Next, bribery is dealt under option A, section 167E of IPC. Option B, Section 168E of IPC. Option C, Section 169E of IPC. And option D is Section 171E of IPC. And the correct option is option D, Section 171E of IPC. Next, personating public servant is dealt under option A, Section 169 of IPC, option B, Section 170 of IPC, option C, Section 171 of IPC, and option D is Section 172 of IPC. And the correct option is option B, Section 170 of IPC. Next, public servant unlawfully engaging in trade is dealt under option A, Section 166 of IPC, option B, Section 167 of IPC, option C, Section 168 of IPC, and option D is Section 169 of IPC. The correct option is option C, Section 168 of IPC. Next, public servant disobeying a direction of the law with intent to cause is dealt under option A, Section 164 of IPC, option B, Section 165 of IPC, option C, Section 166 of IPC, and option D is Section 167 of IPC. The correct option is option C, Section 166 of IPC. Next, sedition as offence was held constitutionally valid in Kedar Khan vs. State of Bihar, AIR 1962, SC 955, dealt under option A, Section 124A of IPC, option B, Section 128 of IPC, option C, Section 136 of IPC, and option D is Section 138 of IPC. The correct option is option A, Section 124A of IPC. Next, harboring persons hired for an unlawful assembly is dealt under option A, Section 157 of IPC, option B, Section 158 of IPC, option C, Section 159 of IPC, and option D is Section 160 of IPC. The correct option is option A, Section 157 of IPC. Let's see the next. If committed in a place of public worship, etc., is dealt under option A, Section 152B of IPC, option B, Section 153B of IPC, option C, Section 154B of IPC, and option D is Section 155B of IPC. The correct option is option B, Section 153B of IPC. Next, knowingly carrying arms in any procession or organizing or holding or taking part in any mass drill or mass training with arms is dealt under option A, Section 151AA of IPC, option B, Section 152AA of IPC, option C, Section 153AA of IPC, and option D is Section 154AA of IPC. The correct option is option C, Section 153AA of IPC. Next, assaulting or obstructing public servant when suppressing riot, etc., is dealt under option A, Section 150 of IPC, option B, Section 151 of IPC, option C, Section 152 of IPC, and option D is Section 153 of IPC. The correct option is option C, section 152 of IPC. Next, A. A surgeon, knowing that a particular operation is likely to cause the death of Z, who suffers under painful complaint but not intending to cause Z's death and intending in good faith for Z's benefit, performs the operation with Z's consent. Option A. A is guilty of culpable homicide. Option B. A deliberately caused Z's death. Option C. A is not guilty of any offense. And option D. None of them. The correct option is option C. A is not guilty of any offense. Next, A, accused of murder, alleges that by reason of unsoundness of mind, he did not know the nature of the act. Option A, the burden of proof is on the police. Option B, the burden of proof is on A. Option C, the burden of proof is on the court. And option D, none of them. The correct option is option B. The burden of proof is on A. Next, A is beating his head and Y jumps in to stop the beating. In the process, A intentionally strikes Y. As per section 71 of IPC, which of the following should be the punishment? Option A. A is liable to one punishment for voluntarily causing hurt to Z and to another for the blow given to Y. Option B. A is liable to one punishment for voluntarily causing hurt only to Z. Option C. A is liable to one punishment for voluntarily causing hurt only to Y. Option D. None of them. The correct option is option A. A is liable to one punishment for voluntarily causing hurt to Z and to another for the blow given to Y. Next, concealing with intent to facilitate or design to wage war is dealt under option A, section 120 of IPC. Option B, section 121 of IPC. Option C, section 122 of IPC. And option D is section 123 of IPC. The correct option is option D, section 123 of IPC. Next, conspiring to commit certain offences against the state is dealt under option A, section 120A of IPC. Option B, section 121A of IPC. Option C, section 122A of IPC. And option D is section 123A of IPC. The correct option is option B, section 121A of IPC. Next, whoever is a party to a criminal conspiracy other than a criminal conspiracy to commit an offense punishable is dealt under option A, section 118B of IPC. Option B, section 119B of IPC. Option C, section 120B of IPC. And option D, section 121B of IPC. The correct option is option C, section 120B of IPC. Next, which of the following section of the IPC deals with solitary confinement? Option A, section 71. Option B, section 72. Option C, section 73. And option D is section 74. The correct option is option C, section 73. Next, Which of the following sections of the IPC has been repealed? Option A, Section 60. Option B, Section 61. Option C, Section 62. Option D, both option B and option C. The correct option is option D, both B and C. Next. Which of the following section of the IPC has not been omitted? Option A, Section 56. Option B, Section 57. Option C, Section 58. And option D, Section 59. The correct option is option B, Section 57. Next. Abetting the commission of an offence by the public or by more than 10 persons is dealt under option A, Section 117 of IPC, option B, Section 118 of IPC, option C, Section 119 of IPC, and option D is Section 120 of IPC. The correct option is option A, Section 117 of IPC. Next. Abatement of an offence punishable with death or imprisonment for life if an act which causes harm to be done in consequence of the abatement is dealt under option A, Section 115 of IPC, option B, Section 116 of IPC, option C, Section 117 of IPC, and option D, Section 118 of IPC. The correct option is option A, Section 115 of IPC. Next. Which of the following is true about imprisonment? Option A, it is characterized by hard labor. Option B, it is characterized by confinement to jail. Option C is subject to the kind of imprisonment. And option D is all of them. The correct option is option D, all of them. Next. In which of the following death sentence is awarded? Option A, waging war against the government of India. Option B, abetting mutiny actually committed. Option C, murder. Option D, all of them. The correct option is option D, all of them. Next. Concealing a design to commit an offence punishable with imprisonment if offence be committed if the offence be not committed is dealt under option A, Section 119 of IPC, option B, Section 120 of IPC, option C, Section 121 of IPC, and option D, Section 122 of IPC. The correct option is option B, Section 120 of IPC. Next. Operation of consent to all offences short of causing death intentionally has been extended under option A, Section 88 of IPC, option B, Section 90 of IPC, option C, Section 91 of IPC, and option D is Section 87 of IPC. The correct option is option A, Section 88 of IPC. Next. The word illegal is applicable to everything. Option A, which is an offence. Option B, which is prohibited by law. Option C, which furnishes ground for civil action. And option D, all of them. The correct option is option D, all of them. Next, all about intention is true except one. Option A is a state of mind. Option B is an objective element. Option C, rarely susceptible to proof. And option D, always a matter of inference. The correct option is option B, is an objective element. Next, habitual dealing in slaves is dealt under option A, section 371 of IPC, option B, section 372 of IPC, option C, section 373 of IPC, and option D is section 374 of IPC. The correct option is option A, section 371 of IPC. Next, buying or obtaining possession of a minor for the same purposes is dealt under option A, section 371 of IPC, option B, section 372 of IPC, option C, section 373 of IPC, and option D is section 374 of IPC. The correct option is option C, section 373 of IPC. Next, belonging to gang of persons associated for the purpose of habitually committed dacoity is dealt under option A, section 398 of IPC, option B, section 399 of IPC, option C, section 400 of IPC, and option D, section 401 of IPC. The correct option is option C, section 400 of IPC. Next, which of the following is false of section 34 of the Indian Penal Code? Option A, it is only a rule of evidence. Option B, it does not create a distinct offense. Option C, lays down principle of liability. And option D, it is a penal provision. The correct option is option D, it is a penal provision. Next, criminal breach of trust is dealt under option A, section 406 of IPC, option B, section 407 of IPC, option C, section 408 of IPC, and option D is section 409 of IPC. The correct option is option A, section 406 of IPC. Next, which section of Preventive Detention Act 1950 was declared ultra vires by the Supreme Court in case of A.K. Gopalan versus State of Madras? Option A, Article 17, option B, Article 11, option C, Article 14, and option D, Article 19. The correct option is option C, Article 14. Next, in case of A.K. Gopalan versus State of Madras, the Preventive Detention Act 1950 was found conflicting with their two articles. Option A, Article 14 and 17. Option B, Articles 19 and 21. Option C, Articles 23 and 25. And option D is Articles 23 and 32. The correct option is option B, Articles 19 and 21. Next, in the case of People's Union for Democratic Rights versus UOI. Option A. Non-payment of minimum wages is violative of Article 21. Option B. The decision in this case did not hurt for right to live with basic human dignity. Option C. Article 21 does not envisage a right to live without human dignity. And option D. None of the above. The correct option is option A. Non-payment of minimum wages is violative of Article 21. Next, a right of disabled employee as equal citizens not to be defeated by their superiors and they have no right to defeat their lawful rights. Option A. Sunil Poddar versus Union Bank of India. Option B. Money versus State of Tamil Nadu. Option C. Bhagwan Das versus Punjab State Electricity Board. Option D. None of the above. The correct option is option C. Bhagwan Das versus Punjab State Electricity Board. Next, the fundamental rights as envisaged under Articles 12 to 35 are option A. Absolutely flexible. Option B. Can be amended. Option C. Not justiciable. Option D. Cannot be amended at all. The correct option is option B. Can be amended. Next, under which one of the following cases the traditional rule of filing petition only by the person aggrieved except in the case of habeas corpus is relaxed? Option A. Trilokchand Moichand versus H.P. Munshi. Option B. Jogindranath versus UOI. Option C. Rabindranath Bose versus UOI. And option D is Upendra Bakshi versus State of UP. The correct option is option D. Upendra Bakshi versus State of UP. Next, the right given by Article 32. Option A. Cannot be abrogated by the act of legislature. Option B. Cannot be abrogated unless the constitution itself is amended. Option C. Can be altered by the state legislature. And option D. None of the above. The correct option is option B. Cannot be abrogated unless the constitution itself is amended. Next, petitions to the Supreme Court under Article 32 are subject to the rule of res judicata except option A. Quo warranto. Option B. Habeas corpus. Option C. Certiorari. Option D. Prohibition. The correct option is option B. Habeas corpus. Next, the right guaranteed under Article 32 can be suspended. Option A. By the Parliament. Option B. By the state legislature. Option C. By the Supreme Court of India. And option D. When proclamation of emergency is in operation. The correct option is option D. When proclamation of emergency is in operation. Next, every person has a right of private defense of his own body and the body of any other person against any offense affecting the human body has been provided. Option A. Under section 96 of IPC. Option B. Under section 97 of IPC. Option C. Under section 98 of IPC. And option D. Under section 99 of IPC. The correct option is option B. Under section 97 of IPC. Next, Under Section 98, right to private defense also is available against option A, person of unsound mind, option B, person who does not have maturity of understanding, option C, both option A and option B, and option D, neither option A nor option B. The correct option is option C, both option A and option B. Thank you friends, and good luck for your better future.